Welcome to Anatomy Made Easy. I'm Dr. Amrita Bharti. In the present video, we will discuss about the contents of axilla. In detail, we will discuss about the axillary artery. Let's start. Contents of the axilla. Whatever structures are present in the root of the neck, they are coming towards the upper limb. So those will form the contents of axilla. So it is the axillary artery, the axillary vein, the axillary lymph nodes. Now, the structures that are present in the axilla are the axillary artery and the axillary vein. ठीक है? Above the axilla, कहाँ पे है वो? It is in the root of the neck. So the same structure which is lying above the axilla, that is in the root of the neck, that is above the cervicoaxillary canal, has a different name. The same structure which crosses the axilla and enters into the upper limb has a different name. Okay, it is only in that transition through the axilla that it has the name bearing axillary with it, right? So axillary artery is only the artery that is present in the axilla. It is a continuation of a subclavian artery from the root of neck. Okay? It is continued in the upper limb as the brachial artery, but only in the axilla it will be known as the axillary artery. Okay? So that is the only extent of the axillary artery. Similarly, the vein that is crossing the axilla, only in that part it is known as the axillary vein. Okay? Then you have the axillary lymph nodes. So there are different lymph nodes that are scattered there. We'll come to it later. You have a nerve plexus, a very important structure which comes from the root of the neck and it is supplying the upper limb. That is known as a brachial plexus. Anything related to arm is termed as brachial. Okay? So you have a brachial artery, you have a brachial plexus. It is all related to the arm. So the nerve plexus that is supplying to the upper limb is known as a brachial plexus. Then, of course, the base is having some fibrofatty tissues, axillary tail of breast, a long thoracic and the intercostobrachial nerve. Now, first structure that we'll take up here is the axillary artery. So, if you see the cervicoaxillary canal, this is the clavicle. So, above the clavicle, this is the subclavian artery. Okay? So, actually, axillary artery is nothing but it is the continuation of the subclavian artery below the clavicle. Then, so this is the origin or the beginning of the axillary artery. कहाँ से start हो रही है? As a continuation of subclavian artery at the outer border of the first rib. Axillary artery can be a long question for you. Okay? And whenever it comes as a long question, you have to write its origin, its end point, where it begins, where it ends, its extent, its branches, okay, and its relation to the various structures present in the axilla. So first thing is starts at the outer border of the first rib as the continuation of the subclavian artery. It terminates at the lower border of the teres major. And after this, that is after the lower border of teres major, it continues as which artery? Brachial artery. So the artery remains same, but only the name has changed. है ना? This is the same artery जो आपके cervicoaxillary canal के ऊपर subclavian artery है. Here it becomes the axillary artery, and here it becomes the brachial artery. Right? So this extent of axillary artery is very important. Now, there is this muscle that you can see here. What is this muscle? This is pectoralis minor. This is also known as a key muscle of axilla. Why key muscle? This has a very important role to play. It runs over the axillary artery. So it lies anterior to the axillary artery. And what does it do? It actually divides axillary artery into three parts. Part 1, that is first part. Second part that lies behind and we cannot see it. We'll have to reflect the pectoralis minor to see this part. And third part. The course of this artery is that it runs over the upper part of the serratus anterior, that is on the first part, close to the first rib. Subscapularis, this is the second and the upper third part, and latissimus dorsi and the teres major on the lower third part. After it crosses the teres major, this will enter into the arm and it will become a brachial artery. Okay? So only in these parts, only in relation to these muscles, it is the axillary artery. So the first part is related to serratus anterior. The second part is related to subscapularis. The third part is related to the latissimus dorsi and the teres major. The first part lies proximally, second part lies behind the pectoralis minor, and this is the third part which lies distal to this muscle. Branches of axillary artery. Once you have understood the division, now you can see in this diagram we have removed the pectoralis minor muscle. So which is the key muscle that divides axillary artery? Pectoralis minor will divide the axillary artery. Which is the first part? Superior to the pectoralis minor. Which is the second part? Retropectoral, you can say, right? That is, it is behind the pectoralis minor. Which is the third part? Infrapectoral, that is below the pectoralis minor. Okay? So these are the three parts. Now in this diagram, we have removed this pectoralis minor to show you the branches from the second part. This is your first part. So can you see that this first part is giving this branch? The name of the branch from part 1 is superior thoracic. This is the second part. We have removed the pectoralis minor. We have reflected it and only this second part is exposed here. Two branches are coming out from this part. Part 2 has thoracoacromial and lateral thoracic branches. So you can see now this branch comes out from the second part. It further divides into two terminals. One is going towards the thorax, the other is going towards the acromion process. Then again you have the third branch which is your lateral thoracic. The third part has anterior circumflex, posterior circumflex and the subscapular. This branch from the third part winds round the scapula. Here is the attachment of the subscapular branch. Here is your anterior circumflex humeral. This is posterior circumflex humeral. Where does it go? It winds around the surgical neck of the humerus and it forms an anastomosis here. So these are the three branches of the axillary artery. So how you are going to remember it is 1, 2, 3. 1 say 1 branch, 2 say 2 branch, 3 say 3 branch. Okay? So it's 1, 2, 3. Superior thoracic artery, we had already seen it is the branch from the first part. Highest thoracic artery, so that is why the name superior thoracic is given. Then it descends over the upper part of the chest wall between the pectoralis major and the pectoralis minor. It anastomoses with the internal mammary and the intercostal arteries. It will supply the first and the second intercostal spaces and the upper part of the serratus anterior. Second part is giving two branches, lateral thoracic and acromiothoracic. Acromiothoracic further will divide into acromial branch and the thoracic branch. Then pierces the clavipectoral fascia. It arises deep to the pectoralis minor. It will further divide into pectoral branch, deltoid branch, acromial branch and the clavicular branch. Matlab, this acromiothoracic artery will divide into two stumps, acromial and thoracic. Acromiothoracic further is bifurcating. Here you can see there are 4 branches coming out. This goes like this. This is divided into 2 parts. So one goes towards the acromial process, one goes towards the deltoid. Right? This is again thoracic branch. This is again divided into 2 branches. So we have the pectoral branch and another branch is going towards this. This is the clavicular branch. Right? So we have deltoid branch which runs in the deltopectoral groove with the cephalic vein and it supplies the deltoid and the pectoralis major. The acromial branch will run towards the acromion process. It will supply the deltoid. It anastomoses with the suprascapular and circumflex scapular arteries. Pectoral branch will run between the pectoralis major and minor, and it will supply both the pectoral muscles and the mammary gland. Clavicular branch will supply the subclavius muscle. Coming to the lateral thoracic, again lateral thoracic is originating at the lower border of the pectoralis minor. It will further supply which structures? The mammary gland, the pectoral muscles, the subscapularis muscle. Another name for this lateral thoracic is external mammary artery. So this can be a question in your MCQs. Coming to the third part, we have a subscapular artery. We have an anterior circumflex humeral. We have a posterior circumflex humeral. Subscapular artery is descending along the subscapularis, which border? Lateral border. Gives a branch of circumflex scapular which pierces the teres minor. Further, it continues as the thoracodorsal artery. So here it gives a branch towards this scapula. It pierces through the teres minor and it continues as thoracodorsal artery. That is, it will go on the dorsal aspect of the thorax. Posterior circumflex humeral. Posterior circumflex humeral कहाँ जाएगा? Humerus के posteriorly. Can you see this? This is going posterior to the humerus. So this is posterior circumflex humerus. Circumflex का मतलब it is circling the neck of the humerus. Then anterior circumflex, you can see here is running anteriorly. It is circling the neck of the humerus. Which neck? Surgical neck, right? So the relations of surgical neck is again very important clinically. Why? Because there are important arteries present. कौन-कौन सी arteries हैं? Anterior circumflex and posterior circumflex humeral arteries, right? Then at anastomosis, these two structures will anastomose, the anterior and the posterior circumflex humeral, and it will mostly supply the shoulder joint. Again, anterior circumflex is there, so you can see it is supplying to the shoulder joint and to the biceps and the coracobrachialis muscle. This will cover in the surface anatomy lecture, okay? So I'm not going into the detail of this. This is very important. Now relations. So coming to the first part of this artery, where it has started from here. This is the first part. The first part has anterior relation as pectoralis major. Which part of pectoralis major will come here? Clavicular part. Then you have a clavipectoral fascia which is actually covering this pectoralis minor. It is crossing it. It is going towards the subclavius. कहाँ पर होगा subclavius? Inferior surface of the clavicle in subclavian groove. तो ये pectoralis minor, इसको fascia ने cover किया. Which fascia? Clavipectoral fascia. Join हो गई यहाँ पे, slip में आई, cover किया pectoralis minor को. It joins, again it goes, covers the subclavius and it is attaching on the clavicle. Then these nerves are there, medial and the lateral pectoral nerves, which are actually the branches of the brachial plexus. We'll see it later. ठीक है? Then coming to the posterior relations. अब ये हो गया anterior relation. Now posterior to it, what do we have? We have the cord of the brachial plexus. Which cord? It is the medial cord of the brachial plexus. Long thoracic nerve, the first digitation of the serratus anterior. So now यहाँ पे क्या है हमारा? यहाँ पे which structure is there? First rib, outer border of the first rib is there. So what is the first digitation? Where is the first digitation of serratus anterior attached? Here. Okay? So we have the first digitation. Digitation means tooth-like structures. So serratus anterior is what? Serrated means tooth structure. Muscle fibers are actually like serrations or digitations. So the first finger or the first digit goes and attaches close to the first rib. So this becomes your first digitation. Then we have second, third, fourth. Likewise, we have the digitations of the serratus anterior attached on the thoracic wall. Then laterally and above, what do we have? We have the lateral and the posterior cord. Mark my words here. When we are talking about lateral cord, medial cord, these are in relation with the axillary artery. So here is the medial cord, here is the lateral cord. So you can see lateral cord lies lateral to the first part of the axillary artery. This point you have to remember here. Medially you have this vein. So which is the vein running parallel to the axillary artery? axillary vein. Always remember that this axillary vein in all the sections of your axilla will lie medial to the axillary artery. So this relation will not change. Relation किसका change होगा? आपके brachial plexus का. ठीक है? So brachial plexus के जो cords हैं, that will change its relation in the axilla. So when we take sections of axilla at different levels, we will have change in this relation, but medially this structure will remain constant. That is your axillary vein. So this is the diagram that is there in your book. So you can see this is the axillary artery. Try to understand this diagram. This is axillary artery. This is the medial structure, that is your axillary vein. Then you have these cords of the brachial plexus. This is your lateral cord, the posterior cord and the medial cord. So lateral and the posterior goes laterally and above. Medial cord lies posteriorly here. This is your long thoracic nerve. This is the serratus anterior. Anteriorly you have the pectoralis major, and these are the two nerves here, that is medial and the lateral pectoral nerve, and they are communicated through this. Okay? So there is a communication present here. This is the clavipectoral fascia. Then we come to the second part of axillary artery. Now second part of axillary artery lies beneath the pectoralis minor, है ना? तो सबसे पहला relation क्या हो जाएगा? Anteriorly, what is the muscle that will be there? Pectoralis major तो है ही, सबसे ऊपर तो pectoralis major है, वो हमने reflect कर दिया. Then which is the muscle? Pectoralis minor will be there, है ना? So that is the muscle that is lying anteriorly on the second part. Coming to the posterior relations. अब posteriorly क्या था हमारे? Subscapularis, because it is resting on the subscapularis, है ना? It is resting on the scapula. So we have subscapularis and the posterior cord. So posteriorly we have the posterior cord of brachial plexus. Then laterally we have the lateral cord. Medially we have the medial cord separating it from the axillary vein. So you see this relation, posterior, lateral and medial, this relation of the brachial plexus is actually what? It is corresponding to the cords of the brachial plexus. So posteriorly we have the posterior cord of brachial plexus, laterally we have the lateral cord of brachial plexus, medially we have the medial cord of brachial plexus. मतलब क्या हो गया? When we will read about the brachial plexus, the brachial plexus is divided, or it has been classified in respect to the relation of the brachial plexus with the second part of axillary artery. So वो आगे change हो सकता है, ऊपर change हो सकता है, but the relation in the second part will actually be responsible for this nomenclature. So again, you can have a look at this diagram. You have the axillary artery, you have the lateral cord, you have the medial cord, the posterior cord. This is your axillary vein, the pectoralis minor. Beneath this is the, above this is the pectoralis major. Posteriorly is the subscapularis. So remember this diagram. All these diagrams you need to practice. Then we come to the third part of the axillary artery. Third part का है, it is below the pectoralis minor, that is infrapectoral, where it is below the pectoralis minor. So this is pectoralis minor. Below this we have the third part. Now anteriorly here you can see it is the skin, the superficial fascia. It has already started entering into the upper limb. It is towards the lateral wall of the axilla, right? So now we have the skin, the superficial fascia, the deep fascia. The upper half of the third part has pectoralis major and medial root of the median nerve. Okay? Again, this is from your brachial plexus. Posteriorly, what are the structures? Now, what you can see here, mostly we have the nerves related, right? So now the relation is more with what? The branches of the brachial plexus. मतलब इसके ऊपर क्या था? Second part तक we had a relation with the cords of the brachial plexus. Now in the third part we have relation with the branches of the brachial plexus. So posteriorly we have the radial nerve, we have the axillary nerve, the latissimus dorsi and the teres major muscle. Subscapularis muscle. Laterally, again we have the coracobrachialis muscle. the musculocutaneous nerve, and the lateral root of median nerve. Medially, we have ulnar nerve, the medial cutaneous nerve of forearm, between the artery and the medial cutaneous nerve of arm. These are all the branches from the brachial plexus. And medially, one feature is constant. As you can see, axillary pain, that is constant on the medial aspect. In the present lecture, we have covered the contents of axilla, axillary artery, and the relations of the axillary artery. In our next video, we will continue with another content of axilla, that is brachial plexus. Thank you.